Hey, what's up, everybody? Canuck here. Time for a course critique again. And this one's a little bit different because a few of you have asked, why don't you critique one of your own older courses? I think that's an excellent idea. So we're going to do that today. We're going to rip into one of my oldest courses in the game. It is actually a 2K official course. It's called the Jumeriah Club. So again, I was honored to have this chosen as an official course, but I built this back in TGC2, and I feel I've gotten a lot better at design since this course. So we're just going to go through and absolutely rip this thing up because I don't think it's aged very well. I think I'm a lot better designer than I was before when this was made. So we're going to go through it, and I will point out some things I feel like I could have done better. Don't get me wrong, there's some things I still do actually like about this course, but I've made a few things here that are I would never do again. So we'll do pin 2, gold tees, and let's get going. So a little backstory on this course. I actually built this for a contest over on TGC Tours. It was called the National Treasure Contest. I'll actually be helping run the National Treasure Contest this year over on TGC Tours. So check out once it comes available, there'll be some more information about it. I think I'll be starting in March. But basically what it was is you got to pick or you were given a random country, and you had to build a course that kind of had the vibes of that country. I got United Arab Emirates, so I wanted to do a Dubai style course, and that's where the Jumeriah Club has come from. So I think something I definitely did really well with, and I think what a lot of people like about this course, considering the number of plays it has on it, is the skyline. I think I did do a nice job with the skyline. Um, and my lighting is really strong on almost every hole. And there's a reason for that, and it's because I was really, really, really sneaky on this course. And I'm just going to do a flyover here to show you how I accomplished this. And it's not a preferred way of doing things. Some realists, they're going to cringe when they see this. But if you actually, I'm going to go way up with this free camera. Unfortunately, you can only do this on PC. But if you look closely at the flyover here, almost every hole on this golf course is either facing this way into the sun or maybe this way. Okay, well, there's one exception on hole 4. Okay, so I have all the holes facing kind of the same way, which is terrible, especially if you play this with a 20-mile-an-hour headwind. Like, this is stupid. Okay, but I wanted to maximize the lighting. I wanted to make this look good, and I think it still looks great. But this is a horrible way to route a golf course. I would never, ever, ever do this again. I kind of got away with doing it a little bit in this, but I didn't do very well in the contest, so some people caught this. My routing's terrible. Like, for example, I think down here on its own is hole 17, and I think hole 16 is way over here. I think it's somewhere over here. Can't remember exactly where, but yeah, it's not great. So, and then 17 is way over here. So completely unrealistic in terms of routing. That is the biggest mistake on this golf course, and pretty much all the holes facing the same way. Terrible job. Never do that. But again, I kind of wanted the look. Anyway, we're off here. First hole, Jumeriah. In terms of the crowds and stuff, I don't usually like crowds. Actually, 2K put the crowds in for this to make it an official course, so that wasn't me at all. I don't mind this first hole. I think the bunkering is a little bit scraggly here, like in terms of the shapes aren't great. I wouldn't say my sculpting is amazing either. I'm definitely a lot better at it right now, but I like this first hole still. I think I like the layout. I think it plays pretty good. It's a good long par 4 to kick things off. Looks like we'll have fairly friendly wind. We're not going to have any stupid headwind the entire way, which is nice. There we go. Now, I used to have a kind of trademark back in my old designing days. Every course, I would have at least one of these, like, I'd put 3 circular bunkers next to each other. They might be fairway bunkers, they might be greenside. I don't know why I did it. I haven't done it in a while, but that was my little trademark, and I hit them with it right on the first hole. So, all right, second shot in. Again, pretty nice view of the city in the background. I would have liked to have done a little bit more planting-wise in the back. A little bit lazy with some of the planting there. And also what you are going to see the theme throughout this course, if you look here, and this wasn't really well, it kind of was my fault, but if you look here, kind of the transition between heavy, rough, and green is really sloppy, okay? For those that never played TGC 2019 or TGC 2, it was brutal for designers to lay down heavy rough, because if you laid heavy rough down over light rough, it would give you this scraggly look. So you actually had to go through with the heavy brush and get as close to the rough line as you can to avoid that squiggly line. And it was probably the number one thing. See, it's everywhere on this course. I was really lazy with it. It was probably the number one thing that people wanted fixed. Thankfully, they fixed it in this game, so you don't have to worry about that happening in a game anymore. But that was a huge issue for us. And at this, as you can see with this course, I didn't care. So, all right, second shot here. Ooh, it's got to sit. It's got to sit. All right, we'll take it. We'll chip. My green's not overly difficult here. Really tone them down compared to how I used to back in the day. I used to make my greens very difficult. They are definitely toned down now. All right, we're in for par. All right, second hole has been featured in a few videos. This second hole, it is a nice second hole over the water here. I think the locale, I think I did a pretty good job with. I was pretty sloppy with the heavy rough up by the tee. Let's see here. Was I? I think I was. Yeah, like I could have done a lot better job filling that in a bit. You know, my bushes and stuff, I probably could have done a better job of sinking in a little bit more. You know, just a little bit sloppy here and there, I would say, in terms of my planting. My bunkers, again, maybe a little bit too deep. All right, so let's try to get this close. This is a tough little par 3. We did get a perfect shot. Still waiting for my first hole-in-one. It's not going to happen here. Yeah, we'll take that. Get in there. Oh, so close. All right, I think that's maybe one of my strongest par 3s. I do think that one holds up. A lot of empty space in here. Stuff I like to try to avoid now, but it is there. All right, the first par 5 on the course. As you can see, everything kind of facing the same direction. A little bit sloppy in terms of kind of my bush line and my rough here. I would like to bring the rough in a little bit further. I don't think that looks really good at all. Yeah, I think this hole worked a little bit better with shorter driver. So we used to, like, 295 is this Bridgestone driver. We used to have a driver that usually was default, I think, like 284, 285. I think this hole worked a little bit better then. But those with Bridgestone can kind of just launch it right over here. Well, if you actually hit a good shot. I didn't. My fairway is a little bit all over the place. They're kind of bending back and forth, very S-shaped. I know that's a common feature that I have, these S-shaped fairways. Some people like them, some people don't, but this one's a little bit wild, I would say, even for me. All right, a lot of empty space up on the top there. I'm pretty sure I was almost maxed out on plant meter with this course, so. But, I mean, this course is still... It's still decent. Some things I hate about it, but there are some things I still like about it, as we will discuss. My bunkering, I think, a little bit wild here. Just, I don't know. It's funny just to kind of see how my style has changed a bit. And again, most of the stuff I'm not liking is kind of personal stuff and stuff that I've kind of picked up and decided, like, I don't know if that look or that style or that works anymore. But in terms of playability, these first few holes, oh, go in. I don't mind how they play. But I do have an issue with a few holes coming up for sure. There we go. This is actually only the second time I've played this course on 2K21, so. All right, 4. This is a long par 4. This is one of the only holes that does not go into the sun. So this is it. And you know what? It actually doesn't look bad, so I would have liked this to be a little bit better, but I would have liked to have done a few more holes this way. Really sloppy, rough line here. So I would have covered this up with bushes to make this a little bit smoother. I would have smoothed this out. This fairway is a mess. It's terrible in my opinion. And it's very narrow compared to what I had before, so very difficult hole. Is this number 1 handicap? It is. I would not have been surprised. So number 1 handicap hole for a reason. It's long, it's narrow, and I'm going to be in trouble here. As I find the fairway bunker, and I still have 206 yards in. My greens are a little bit bigger than I would make them now, I think, but this one's okay, I guess. Try to hack it out. I did get a perfect, but not a very good lie here. Okay. 44? Ooh, shit. So this was also back when, you know, and I still do this quite a bit. I design all my my holes in order. So I build all of 1, I build all of 2. Not a lot of people do that. And I tend to lose steam. So I think my first few holes are great, and then by the time I get late in the round, I feel like I kind of start getting lazy. But you'll start to see it a little bit as we close out the round, I feel. All right, hole 5. We're back into the sun for a short par 4. I've got a little round bunker in the fairway here. I mean, it's round. I mean, I could have been a little bit more adventurous than that. Again, just a lot of extra deserty area that I probably could have taken some time and planted, but I chose not to, or I ran out of plant meter. I can't remember. This one, you can just hit driver. Oh my goodness, that is awful. Yeah, that's no good. Into the desert there. Okay. Yeah, again, just really lazy with these round bunkers. I think I could have been a lot more adventurous with those. 122. Let's see, what do we got? Get up there. It's okay. Chip in, chip in, chip. Not in. Wow, I got robbed there. So yeah, again, planting-wise, all those bushes in the background, I needed to sink those in a little bit more. I don't even know in TGC2 if we could sink the bushes in now that I think about it. I don't think we could. So anyway, there's that. So this is an example I'm going to show you of bad routing. So we just played 5. 5 was right here. This was 5 green. So now for somehow I'm walking across 6 way over here. I think we're on this hole now. No, we're on this hole now. So yeah, the routing makes 0 sense. But again, this is where I thought, you know what, it's a video game. Who cares about routing? But it's not a realistic course. And again, you can do whatever you want with it. I got away with it a little bit because what I tried to do is I kind of tried to match up the backdrop. So you'd kind of get similar looks on certain holes. So it didn't actually feel like you didn't actually feel like I was cheating with the routing. That's what I wanted to accomplish. I didn't want to make it look obvious. And I don't think a lot of people didn't catch it at the beginning. And I think a lot of people still haven't, but Yeah, the way I've routed this course is completely unrealistic. There's a good shot there. I don't mind this hole, but it's nothing special. Did you make a birdie? All right, move to 7, the par 5. I can't even remember what this one is. Oh, yeah, this one. So this one, again, is maybe 500-600 yards away from hole 6, going the other way. I went with these weird yellow flower. I hate my planting around here. I think it's hideous. Again, big S-shaped kind of curves here in my fairway. I don't like the sight line really at all. Yeah, a lot of stuff I'm not a big fan of. The planting, there's no planting in here again, which is kind of just, it's a bit of an eyesore and stuff. If I were doing a step course, I would try to hide as best as possible. Okay, so we got 234 in. I'm going to try to hit my 222 club. Second shot in. Yeah, we got to worry about the water on the left, or the right, I mean. Okay, this isn't bad. Come back in. No, it's not going to. Yeah. Okay. Little flop. See if we can save our birdie. Or just do that. What a shot. The flop for the eagle. Wow. Let's look at this again. I don't have done this very often. Beautiful. It's almost like I've designed this course. We'll take that. We'll take that. All right, move to the 8th. Little par 3. Maybe my favorite little par 3. It almost looks like a shorter version of the second hole, to be honest. It's a little bit on the samey kind of side, but yeah. And again, a lot of kind of empty, gross space in the back that I would have liked to have fixed up a bit. That whole fairway rough transition looks absolutely god-awful here. My bunkering is... I would never do a bunker, I don't think, like that. Kind of silly how it wraps around the whole green. Yeah, just some weird ideas from me on this course. Just some head scratchers. But again, this was back when I was still learning course design, and you know, I knew how to make a pretty course, but strategy-wise, that was kind of second nature, and that's what I'm really trying to learn. As a designer, I'm trying to grow and really bringing in my whole design a little bit better. Just making my courses more interesting and more strategic, with less of a focus on just pure beauty. All right, move to 9. Long par 4 here as we head into the clubhouse, which I'll talk about in a second. So this is my first and maybe only attempt at a double green. So 9 and 18 actually share a green, which I don't think I've done before or have done since. I'm cool with double greens. I think I could have executed this one a lot better, but weird to see kind of on a desert course. Now that clubhouse is, again, that's probably the fanciest I go with clubhouses. The little sails in the back, those are sailboats up here. So you can actually see them. It looks like they're bobbing in the water. But yeah, those are just sailboats. All right, this is a tough green. This pin isn't too bad because it's kind of resting in a little valley. Might be short. Oh, I pulled it too. This is going to be not a fun putt. This will not be a fun putt. Again, I did the round bunkers again. Those are really poorly sculpted. I just saw those round bunkers at the back. Okay, this is more of a classic Canuck green. Just some really long, lazy kind of slopes. I didn't put a lot of effort into actually building these greens. I just like, oh, here's a giant slope this way. Here's a giant slope this way. Yeah, I didn't really take my time with the slopes at all. All right, a double, an eagle, and a birdie as we head to 10. All right. There's one thing on this hole that bothers me to no end, and I don't know how I missed it, and I don't know why HB didn't remove it, but there is no reason why a bush like this should be here. It is just sticking up. It is the most ugly thing I've ever seen. I hate it. I've asked for it to be removed. It doesn't take much, and it still hasn't been done. It's awful, and it's just a complete eyesore for the hole. It's almost like an aiming point, I guess, but this is a risk-reward par 4. As you can see, the fairway rough transition is absolutely horrendous here. This bunker is awful. Maybe one of the worst bunkers I've ever made in terms of sculpting. This hole doesn't work. This is just an ugly, ugly hole. I think the idea is okay, but this hole's an eyesore. Oh, we're going to go into this nasty bunker. Okay. I am way better than this hole. At least I hope so. All right. Tap her in. 4A4. And just get out of that hole. Alright, so again, this was another poorly routed hole. I'll show you again. This is 11. 10 is... Where is 10? Oh, actually, maybe this one's not at... Well, no, it's still pretty bad. This was 10. And somehow you had to walk over here and back to 11. Doesn't make any sense. But again, I wanted to maximize those skyline views with the expense of realism. So I do like my sight line on this hole. My bunkers are really sloppy. Really sloppy. And kind of the area, just like the heavy rough area that's green, just in this area, I really could have took some time to smooth out. I think it would have looked a little bit better. I did this kind of rock-facey thing right in front of the green. I don't know if that works or not. I'm not a big fan of it. I think I could have done a better job with that, too. Yeah, it's just, this course hasn't aged well. I'm glad a lot of people like it. You know, it's getting a 4.5-star rating with over 100,000 plays on PC, which is crazy. But I mean, that's just because it's an official course. I don't like the course anymore. Whoa, close. Not quite, though. We'll tap in our bogey and move on. Move on to 12, which is a par 4. Which one was this? This is the short one. Yeah, this is a short one. And again, just some more kind of lazy planting on my part. So this little bits of grass and stuff I could have removed. I didn't. A little bit of an eyesore there. This kind of gives you 2 shots at this short green. So you can take this fairway or you can lay up. And this is a little bit safer. We're going to head over here. And we could not find the fairway. Do we have enough? Do we have enough? Do we have enough? Do we have enough? We do not have enough. Crap. Okay. Get going. Yeah. So, I mean, I did have fun building this course, and this is kind of... I think on this course is really where I started to fall in love with the step theme. It's just a different look, right? Alright, 13, par 5. I mean, I don't have... There's not a lot going on with this hole. It is a long par 5. But again, as you can see, I've had a tailwind the entire time. You know, and this course is fun with a tailwind. This course is not fun with a headwind. And if you get that on every hole, it's not great. Okay, this is a bit of a lazy green, I think. 2-tiered. It's not bad. I would have liked to maybe have done a bit more of a Redan, maybe brought this up. So if you do get it down the hill, it might start curving towards the hole. I've got a little bit of one, but I think I would have liked to have given this another go. And oh my goodness, a lot of crowds here. Again, I did not lay these crowds down, so all right. Into the junk. Ooh, is this okay? No, it's not. Way down the hill. I find my greens really lazy in terms of how they're sculpted. And that's a thing I'm still working on. I am still a long way to go on a lot of these course design things. So, and I'll be the first to admit it. You know, greens and hole design. You know, I think I hit a few out of the park with some nice holes, but then there's a few where I'm like, ugh, this isn't great. I don't mind this par 3. Little inland par 3. Well, inland, it's in the desert, so. Sculpting's okay. Yeah, this is an okay hole, I guess. I don't have too much to crap on this hole. Ooh, there's a good shot. And it's in. All right. On to the 15th, which is another reachable, similar to 10. Again, this hole played a little bit better when you had like the 285 driver, but now that you have the 295, it kind of takes a lot of the strategy out of it, as we can just basically drive the green like this. So if you're using the Bridgestone, it kind of renders this useless. I would have liked to have been a little bit more penal here and maybe brought that slope of the fairway brought down quite a bit, got rid of those grandstands. Again, I didn't put those in, but yeah, another example of this hole I find not really working with the longer driver in 2K21. Boom. It's in, back-to-back birdies. Okay, we're finishing things off here, so we head to 16. And this is a long one. I usually don't do holes this long, and this is like almost an unfair hole. 252 down the hill, no green to work with. And not really even a very receptive green. I don't even know what I've decided to do here. Like, that break makes no sense. It goes down and then, yeah, this doesn't make sense. So, I don't even know what I'm doing here. This is a terrible par 3. This is an absolutely terrible par 3, especially with that pin. And as you can see, late in the round, this is where I kind of feel with my designs, I get a little bit lazy. Something I need to work on. Definitely something I need to work on. Oh, I pulled it. Or pushed it, I mean. Not great there. Alright. So now we're going to go, like, miles down the road to 17, which is on the other side of the plot. But again, I kind of built a very similar skyline on the kind of west side of the plot as I did on the north side. So it doesn't look like it. At least not too much. But 17 is kind of another lazy long par 5. You know, these bunkers are kind of in play. And again, I went with the 3-round bunkers at the back. Not much to write home about here. Oh, that bunker is in play now. Terribly sculpted bunker. Look at this. This is a mess right here. Oh, boy, oh boy. Yeah, a lot of things I would like to have back on this course, but... Oh, there's some grass popping in and out. But again, I learned from a course like this. There's some things I hated here, and we worked on, and I feel I'm such a better course designer now than I was when I built this course. And also, you know, I'm hard on myself. I'm sure some of you are thinking like, wow, this course looks pretty good. Why do you have issues with it? I mean, I'm always trying to make my next course to be my best course. That's what I try. If I'm not getting there, I feel like it's a failure. So And I feel like since this course, I've built 10 or 11 better courses since. All right, we're on to 18. Water all up the right-hand side. Not really in play, but it can be. I used to build bunkers like these M bunkers all the time. I think they look a little cheesy, especially the way I make them. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of strategy going into this second shot. And the green, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of sloping it towards the water. But kind of the middle area of the green, not a whole lot going on here, so. Pretty dull. Absolutely terrible swing here. It's going to go to the back of the green. Yep. All right. Chip it out here. That's fine. And we will tap in a birdie, and we will finish 2 under at the Jumeriah Club. Again, this was a self-critique of one of my old courses from TGC 2, which is an official course. I would recommend you don't play this course. I mean, it's got some nice views, but I'm a much better designer than I was when I built this course. So, but it was nice to actually kind of go back myself and kind of talk my way through some things here and some things I really want to work on and improve. So, and it's also nice to see like, wow, I have improved as a designer quite a bit since I built that course. And as new designers, that's what I want you guys to focus on. You know, taking those older courses, taking in feedback, you know, being critical of your own course, not relying on just people to do it, being critical of your own courses, and then just trying to improve little by little. Okay, so that is it for this critique. It was kind of fun doing one of my own courses, and I'll be back doing some more for my YouTube members. So thank you guys very much. We'll see you next time.